Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. It's Sunday evening, 7:20. Manchester United kick off in 3 hours and 10 minutes. Celtic kick off in... What time does Celtic kick off? 8:30, so that'll be an hour and 10 minutes. So watch the Celtic game and then I'll follow on by watching the Manchester United game. So I've got my shirt on. I'm hoping for a win today. Really hoping for a win because I've got a bit of money on this one. So hopefully it comes through for me. And yeah. The weather over here in Western Australia has just went crazy today. Started raining last night or late yesterday evening, afternoon, and then today it's just been absolutely horrible. It's freezing over here and it's like meant to be 40 degrees so I can't put my finger on it. My house is freezing, it's freezing outside, even my water is so cold. So I've actually opted for a warm water shave today just to mix it up a bit, and I pulled out Viking Hedeby, which is Viking's version of Green Irish Tweed from Crete. The scent strength on this is almost, it's round about like a 3. It's not a strong scent at all, but it's a really pleasant scent. I would be really interested to, I've never smelled Green Irish Tweed from Crete. I've never even used a splash or a cologne that even smells remotely like it. So it would be interesting to finally get my hands on one that's a little bit stronger. This one is quite mild, but I love the scent. So, brush today, Wolf Whiskers. Let me just try with this light and let's see if I can get a bit. This probably just make it far too bright, but it might give you an idea of how vibrant the green is in this. So, beautiful brush. I've just whipped that light back off again. There's no scent on this one. There's a slight scent, but I'm not sure what I used last in it. Some of the synthetics sort of hold a bit of a scent in the base of the knot, some of them don't. Depends how well you rinse them out as well, because they don't actually absorb a scent in essence. So, let's get it wet. We'll flick out the excess water and start loading the brush. Now, I had a few guys out there that already know, because I've been speaking to them through Messenger and Instagram and all those other platforms, you know, where you don't actually really speak to people anymore, you just send them messages. And when you talk to other people about it, you tell them that you were talking to someone when you weren't really, you were sending a text or you were writing a message. The world's went crazy with the social media and technology age. But without it, I'd be sat here with an electric razor, with razor bumps and all sorts. So I, for one, I'm extremely thankful for the social media age and being able to actually talk to people on the other side of the world and go online and actually purchase something through PayPal or through your bank account or a credit card and actually have it shipped from the other side of the world straight to your door without even leaving your bedroom. As much as I would rather visit New York and go to Pasteurs, you know, visit all these artisans in America and have them make something for me when I'm actually there and meet these people and actually shake their hand. And it's all you've got when you live in places like Australia and the UK, or in Europe and places in the world where you don't really have that huge artisan presence. I've just missed out. I'm absolutely devastated. I'm devastated. It's a freaking shaving related item. I had my wish list all laid out for the wife. Look at that load. Holy shit, this is going to take me ages to get enough water into this thing, I tell you what. Did my list on the stray whisker. I would have done it on Beard and Blade as well, but Beard and Blade don't have that option. So I did it on the stray whisker, passed it on to my mother-in-law. I think she's got a couple of things off it. And I also passed it on to my wife. Now I don't know what my mother-in-law's got, but one soap that I did have on there was Australian Private Reserve Coolabah. Now it wasn't even on my radar at all until I was made aware that the actual scent on that soap is Crete Aventus with menthol. So I thought, shit, got to get me some of that. So I popped it on my list. It was still available to Stray Whisker at the time. And of course, with my wife being so busy with work, I just went on just to check my list again. Because there's a couple of other things I was thinking about just adding onto the list. And the cooler bar was still there, so I just clicked on it just to have a quick read, and it said this link cannot be found. It might either be sold out or there's an error. And when I went to actually search for cooler bar, it's gone. So sold out, can't get it from APR. I don't think it's available anymore on Paste and Cut. I'm not really on Paste and Cut that much anymore. I don't find I have the time to devote to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and forums. I just don't. And Facebook and Instagram are just so much easier. I find it quite hard to navigate through forums. I'm not great with them. Right, let's paint this load on now. This ladder, I'll tell you right now, this ladder is going to be an absolute monster. Now for those of you that haven't tried Viking, they are an exceptionally good soap for the money. This one was kindly sent to me from Nathaniel John on Facebook. Jesus, this is going to be this is going to be a Jared Stein ladder, there's just no doubt about it. So if anyone's got any cooler bar that they just absolutely hate and don't like it, give me a shout and I shall square you up for it. Because it's the one soap that I've seen that's actually come out of Australian Private Reserve that I've heard of now, that I feel I must add to my den. Ever since I ran out of Fine Platinum Splash, I've been looking for a Creed Aventus clone that I can wear. Maybe not every day, but I'm not too bothered about squirting around and sort of using. Holy shit. Now the set strength right now, it does get up a bit. It's not around a 7 or an 8, but it's definitely a good 4 or 5. It does open up a bit when you add the water. And the knot in this brush for this sort of lather is great, because it does like a thicker soap with a lot of water, because you can really splay the brush out there a lot easier. I think I'm eating more soap than I'm actually getting on my face here. All I can taste is soap now. Jesus. Sorry this is taking so long. I would speed the video up, but that's not my style. No, actually no, it's not. It's nothing to do with that. It's because I'm shit at that sort of editing and I don't actually know how to do it, so. Holy crap. Now if anyone's ever told you that Viking soap is crap, it's full of shit. I can't control it. It's going absolutely everywhere. And let me tell you, the brush is full, but this lather, the gloss on it is absolutely off the charts. What I might do is just let me chuck this light on again and just see if it actually highlights the gloss on there. Look how thick that is. Absolutely incredible. Look at that. I feel like Santa. Right, Rocnel Elite Titanium. As I've said several times now, generously on loan from Alan Gentle, Bosley, on Paste and Cut, and now on Instagram. He's not been on Instagram for very long, but he's already posting up photographs that would make most men jealous, so, or most men in this hobby jealous. I think the guy's got every single Euphros soap from Hab On Man. He's trying to tell me he doesn't, but I believe he has. I haven't seen a single other soap in his den other than Hab On Man. So he obviously speaks the language. So here we go. Brand new Gillette Nacet blade in here. Now, Alan's told me not to worry about putting any blades in here, just put whatever I want in. But I'll probably actually go back to feather again, give it a go and see how the feather feels again. So here we go. Got 1 day's growth. Oh man, I know you use the feather blades in the salon, but you seriously have to try the blades in this razor. The Nacet is phenomenal. I've only done a few strokes there. Wow, no, that's for me personally. I like the feather blades. You know that I've used feather blades from pretty much day one. That's outstanding. But what I will do, my next shave I'll pop a feather in and just see if it's because I've got the technique now and a little bit more of an idea how to use this razor, because that could be the... Oh, I'm starting to understand why you love this razor now. That's all I had to do was put an Nacet in it. Now, if the Nacet feels nice on you, a Gillette Ruby would kill it. Oh, this lather is just phenomenal. Wow. It's still got that same amazing feedback. Yeah, if this was my razor, that would be my blade. That or the Gillette Ruby, because I mean they're extremely similar. I find the Ruby's smoother but just as sharp. But if it was my razor I would never put another feather in it. That's how good that is with that blade. It is phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal with that blade in it. Right, let's get my face rinsed. So yeah, I was actually supposed to start this video with a bit of chat about my daughter. It was her final, or end of year concert. Her very last time dancing with her current dance school, Art in Motion. They're called AIM Dance Company, Art in Motion, AIN. And she was absolutely phenomenal again. It wasn't the best concert, it wasn't as good as last year's in my opinion. But she was. Millie has grown massively as a dancer and as a young lady as well over the last sort of 12 to 24 months, last 2 years or so. And it's obviously, that's what's given her this drive, and she's been accepted to go full-time dancing next year, so she'll actually go to school. Her school will be a dance school during the week, Monday to Friday, dancing every day, and she'll do her schooling, her actual education schooling, she will do at home 4 days of the week, and she spends 4 hours 1 day a week at what they call side schooling. I can't remember what side stands for, but it's basically a school for gifted children or athletes or dancers, or it's also there for kids that are, for remote learning that don't have access to schools. Things like that. And the actual pass rates and level of grades that the kids get generally ends up higher than they do in high school, because even though it's secondary in their life, because they've got such real passion and love for what they're actually doing, they tend to put more effort in and actually get more out of their actual homework or their actual work that they do for school. So we're really looking forward to it. But last night she was absolutely outstanding. We did make her school away a few months back, probably 2 months ago now, that she would be leaving. And a dance teacher, or the principal of the dance school, I would say rightfully so, wasn't very happy. We didn't receive the best of feedback, and Millie got treated differently for the last couple of months, which has sort of upset her a bit, but she's a pretty tough kid now. And we've managed it well, and she's managed it very well, given her age. But last night she picked up awards for a contemporary, jazz, classical. But she, at the very end, she picked up the second last award, which is for overall most outstanding dancer. So she picked up runner-up, most outstanding dancer from the dance school. Now, to put that into perspective, I think she has about 170 to 200 kids in the dance school. So to pick up second place out of all those kids, and there's a lot of good dancers there. I still firmly believe, had she not been leaving, that if a tutor knew that she wasn't going, that she would in all likelihood have picked up top dancer this year. But either way, we're very proud of her. She's worked extremely hard. It's been a very emotional couple of months for her, and it has been for us as well. You unfortunately, not unfortunately, but fortunately you're there, but you do go through the emotions with your kids. The hardest thing for me, and it always has been, is emotions. Because spending so long in the police over here, you guys that are in the force and that are actual police officers will know what I'm talking about. You lose so much of your emotional connection with people, because you have to be strong all the time. You have to put on a facade, and you're just, you're there to help people, but you can't break down. You have to just deal with it, because the public, they expect you to be strong and be able to deal with that. You turn up, people have hung themselves, been knocked over, had their heads chopped off in car crashes, been stabbed. There's to people losing babies, you know, all that sort of stuff. This is all things that I've been through, that you have to keep a lid on your emotions. So it's certainly been a tough couple of months for us in that regard, and it's all fell into place over this last sort of few weeks. I've sold my business, I've got the job in the transit guards, Millie's got probably the highest award she could get prior to leaving. I mean, the other thing is, because she knew she was leaving, if you get the most outstanding dancer, you get a 6-month scholarship with that. So you can't give that to a student that's leaving the school. That would be sort of silly. And it's no disrespect to Chelsea. Chelsea picked up most outstanding dancer, and I think she's been absolutely tremendous this year. She's been one of the dancers that stood out. You know, when you go to all these concerts and all the dance competitions, you tend to watch your own daughter dance, even when it's in big troops or groups or anything like that. But Chelsea certainly stands out. Right. There we go. This lather, by the way, is absolutely exceptional. It really is. The slickness, the cushion, the glide, the protection. Oh. I'm using this razor right now, and I'm thinking, shit, yeah, I could definitely have one of these. You can use it as an everyday shaver. It is mild enough for that, but it's efficient enough that it takes your hair down quickly. Oh yeah. This blade is far superior in this razor, in my opinion. I think, I can't remember his name now that makes these. I know you mentioned him, Alan, but I just can't bloody remember. I think he's missed a trick here. I think personally, he's made it a little bit more difficult to sell this razor. I wouldn't buy it because it is built for a feather blade. I couldn't be arsed pulling these blades in and out all the time. It would just annoy me. So, in my opinion, he shot himself in the foot a little bit. This blade's far superior. What I find with the Nacet blades and the rubies is that they're not quite as sharp as a feather. They're not far behind, but they're smoother, instantly smoother than what I get from a feather. For me personally, you know, I don't hear many people say a bad thing about a ruby blade or a Nacet blade. Generally, most people get on with them, and they both mostly have the same sort of opinion on that blade as I do. That it's smooth and it's efficient, it's sharp, it's got a good edge on it. Now, whatever that edge is, I don't know. You know, at the end of the day, all these razor blades, whether it be a Gillette Nacet, a Derby Premium, a Derby Extra, it doesn't matter, they're all sharp blades. They've just got a different edge on them. Some of them are coated, some of them are not coated, and it all comes down to what's best for your facial hair type and your skin type, and obviously what razor you use. Excuse me. Wow, I don't even need a fourth pass or pickups. Quite happy with that. Right, let's just empty this water out. That was some shave, I tell you what. You know, you use some soaps. I haven't used this Viking soap for ages now. And the other one that I've got, I can't remember what it's called now. Is it Ragnarok? Maybe Ragnar, I can't remember now. The other one I've got is based on Tom Ford's Grey Vetiver. It smells twice as strong as this, and it's phenomenal. Right. Nice and calming. I'll just go with the Humphreys Lilac again. I only used this a couple of days back, I think. Old Humphreys. I definitely prefer Humphreys over Thayer's. It's definitely got more witch hazel content in there, so you can feel the burn on it. It feels like it's working your skin a little bit more than what Thayer's does. Thayer's is more pleasant scented. This one's not as pleasantly scented, the Humphreys, but it does feel like it's working more. I'll just show you the rest of the lather that's in this brush. It is just off the charts, this lather. It's so thick. Oh, I can't wait to try some real good, strong scented green Irish tweed. I think it's green Irish tweed. I forgot what it's called now. Tweed. Green Irish tweed. Yeah, I think that's it. It's a bit confusing, Viking Hedeby, with its red tartan. They should have done green and blue tartan, surely, for green Irish tweed. Unless that is green Irish tweed tartan, and I'm just talking shit. Which is probably the most likely outcome. How we look at that looks spot on. So all I do with the brush, I rinse it out right through the bristles, so I actually pour the water into the knot. I don't use water, I use sort of mildly warm water, and then I just scrub it in my hand, flick it out, do it again 3 or 4 times, and flick it out to the point before you dry it that it looks unison all the way along. It looks all, there's no sort of patches or anything stuck together. That tells me that there's pretty much all the soap out there. Chances of getting every bit of soap out is pretty much impossible, but the biggest majority will get out of the brush now. So that is my brush done. Now the soap, all I do with the soap, I do it with every single soap that's in a tub like this. In fact, I do it with all my soaps whether they're in tubs like this or tubs that I put them in. This is how I do it. All I do is turn the water on piping hot, super hot, and I literally just spin it around in a circle. I will try and do this one day with a camera and actually show you guys my finishing up thing, but I'm actually going through the full thing here today just for something a bit different. It'll make my video longer, but you don't have to watch all this shit if you don't want. So all I'm looking for is, once I'm finished rinsing, is that there's no proto lather anyway. So it's just all soap again. There's nothing else on there. There's no bubbles, no foam, no nothing. It's just all rinsed off. Oh. And that's the best part about it. Once you put that hot water on it, really explodes, you know, you bloom that top of that soap and the smell comes out. And then what I do, I have got a little thing going on at the moment, not for me personally, but I have passed some details on to someone about making something. But what I do generally is I sit this lid like this, so just see under here is the tabletop where my den, where all my soaps are. That's the tabletop under here, and I just sit my soap, a bit of tissue underneath here, and I just sit my soap on an angle like that, and just let the water drip out. It lets the air into the soap and allows it to dry. So that's how my soap does, how I go about my soaps. Now the razor, basically what I do is take it apart. So we've got the Titanium Elite here from Rocnel, and as you can see it's got a very long thread on it, which is great. Let me see, is that coming up nice? And yeah, you can see that it's focusing up okay, I think. I tell you what, the machining work on this is really exceptional. Right, now here we go. So here's the problem we have. So there's the blade. The blade is still in the top cap. Now it is in there, it ain't coming out easy. I'll just show you there. They are pretty difficult to get out. I mean, there's probably a technique that works better, but what I generally tend to do is just grab one side, just wiggle it a little bit down and just pings off. This is actually coming off a lot easier than the last blade I used, which is good. Oh yeah, much easier. Yeah, that's good. That's not as tight as the last blade I used, which was the Persona Med Prep, so that's good. I know that one's, I didn't feel like I was having to force that off there. The blade does have a slight couple of little, well, no, it doesn't really. I thought it did. I thought it had a bit of a bend on it, but it doesn't. So yeah, I'm much happier with that blade fit. I wouldn't be so bothered about using this blade again, knowing that it goes on there and comes off a lot easier than the Persona Med Prep did. So what I use now, being a window cleaner, I don't actually use these. These are microfibers. I don't use them for window cleaning per se, but I do use them when we're doing like French panes inside houses sometimes, and it's small little panes like this, because I don't have a squeegee that small. The smallest squeegee I've got is like that sort of size. So anything smaller than that and I struggle with a squeegee. So what we generally do is get these. Now these have been washed several times. There's no lint or liniment or anything in them. And what I normally do is just dip it or soak it in pure water and actually just wring it all out, and then just rub rub the glass and it just comes up crystal clear, and it works an absolute treat. Obviously you don't have access to pure water in your house, most people don't, some people do, but all I do is I just use these, and I'm not pushing hard on it, I'm just nice and gentle. Microfiber, as much as it's a great thing, what it does is it traps dirt and dust. So if this has got a lot of dirt and dust and debris in it, you run that risk of scratching metals and things like that. Now I know these don't, because I look after them and they get washed and cleaned and they all get done regularly, but all I generally do is just nice and light, just barely touching the metal itself, and I just spin it with this hand, and as you can see it just brings up the nice finish of the metal again. I was a bit worried about this because it looks a little bit like it would scratch up and get a bit damaged, but it doesn't. I mean, titanium is quite a tough metal. I know when I had my wedding ring done, and it was the platinum, when I was talking to the fella, he said, well, the titanium's a lot tougher than the platinum if you want to get a titanium ring, but I had to get the same metal that my wife was having. So now there's a little bit. Now I'll clean this up and sterilise it before I send it back to Alan, but what I generally do with this bit here, these two nodules here and here, hold on a minute, I'll be back in a second. Right, whose idea was it to do a 30-minute video? What a dickhead. These two little nodules here, just had to, my battery's getting a bit low. The top one here and the bottom one down here, I don't know whether you can see them. Yeah, oh there you go, that's a better view. That one here and the one up the top don't go all the way through, so as you can see on the bottom you've got one hole. So I generally get a little bit of water in there, so because I don't like to squish this in, I just blow it out. Alan's probably going to stop blowing on my fucking razor, but that's the best way I find to get most of that water out there. You don't want to leave water in any metal at all if you can help it. And then just, once again, it's just a light buff of the razor. Now this gets done, I do this with every razor after every shave, no matter how quick or late I'm running, it gets done. With my razors I probably spend a little bit less time than what I do on this one, because I'm just trying to keep the soap scum down on this razor, because it's going to be getting sent back and I don't want to be spending an eternity polishing it and cleaning it before I flick it back to Alan. And no doubt Alan will sanitise it himself when he gets it back anyway. Personally, I don't fucking give a shit about stuff like that. I think the world's just got far too fucking soft. Yeah, you got to be wear a gas mask, mate, if you're walking out in the streets. Fucking hell. Don't drink out of that bottle. So my kid was drinking out of that bottle. And it was Jesus Christ. Do you know what we're doing? We're making a world full of people that are going to be so easy at catching disease and catching stuff, becoming ill, that it's not funny. You know, when I was a kid I used to drink out the hose, I used to fucking pick up cow shit and throw it at my mates, and you know, I did all sorts of shit like that. And yes, I was sick every now and then when I was a kid, but never did me any harm, and I wouldn't change it. And my kids are the same. They drink out the same cups and the same bowl. I mean, I just don't get it. And that, so everything I've been through there is pretty much my full, what I do at the end of every single shave. That gets done at the end of every shave, without fail. That razor now looks exactly like it did when I took it out of the box. There is not a blemish on that, not a mark, not a scratch, not a nothing. So I hope you appreciate that a little bit, Alan, that I do look after things, and it's more than likely part of the reason why you were happy to send it over as well if you watch my channel. I don't take any stuff like this lightly. Anything that, I believe you should just look after things, whether it's your own or someone else's. Just respect people's property, whether it be your own or someone else's. There's nothing that annoys me more than like giving my brother-in-law a DVD and never seeing it again, or you get it back and it's scratched. It fucking pisses me off. You know, if you give someone something, look after it. You know, it's if I send this back to Alan and it's all scratched to fuck, or it's damaged or there's something wrong with it, you know, sometimes, I mean, I might accidentally drop it. I would pay for it and repair it, or get it fixed. To get the new, if I damaged the base plate, I would get a new base plate for him or something like that, you know. But just look after shit. I see so many people on Facebook nowadays saying, oh, how do you get this white stuff off my razor? Well, if you fucking polish it after you have a shave, it'll be fucking spot on, you know. Take it off straight away and it comes off easy. It's like calcium staining in a shower. I've got the shower next to me. If you don't take it off, if you don't squeegee your shower every night over here, it gets covered in calcium stains, so, you know, it's just common sense. Take it off straight away. You're not going to have the same amount of issues. It'll still stain all the time, but then it just needs a little bit of a buff up or a polish. That's my whinge of the day done. I had to get that out. Right, that's me done and dusty, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. Actually, I'm not finished. I fucking talked that much shit. And by the way, I've actually got someone sent me through a gift today. Not a gift, a gif of his young fella watching my shaving channel, and he must only be like 1 or 2, and he's shaving with a piece of Lego, and it was the cutest little thing I'd seen. I couldn't believe it, and then it makes me think, I've sworn so much, I swore so much in this video, but like some people say, when I swear it sounds like just normal language. I don't actually sound like an aggressive swearer. You know what I mean? It's part of the Scottish accent. It comes with the territory. I don't drink whiskey, so I make it up with swearing. Viking Hedeby post-shave balm. 3 squirts, gives me that much, which is loads. The balm smells incredible. I know. I'm sold already. So Viking soaps, if you haven't tried them, I know they went through a really busy stage there for about 3 or 4 months. You couldn't actually get hold of the soaps. I think it's slowed down a little bit, so I'm not sure at Christmas time whether he's picked back up again, but if you can get a hold of some, grab it. It's brilliant. It's a really exceptionally performing soap with good scents. They really are. The tubs are great, the packaging's great. The guy that makes it's got great customer service. It is really good stuff. And yeah, anyway, that's me done and dusted. Thanks very much for coming along. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cheers.